Hey there, welcome to today's video. Let me jump right in there. Alright, let's get started. Lots of people do not admire American muscle cars or pony cars. American muscle cars are a part of the American car culture and are well respected in car circles. Cars like the Mustang, the Challenger, and the Camaro have given credit to muscle cars due to the type of performance that they have put down over the years. Today's video is all about the new generation Chevrolet Camaro. The Camaro is a big name. It is a mid-size American sports car that classifies as a pony car or muscle car, depending on which version you have in your garage. The Camaro has quite a bit of history, and we have to talk about that to get you up to speed. But before we can get into that, a quick reminder to click the thumbs up and bell button to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel as your way of showing your support. It really helps more than you can imagine. The Chevy Camaro was created in response to competition. General Motors were facing a challenge in the market as the debut of the highly successful Ford Mustang was making their sales dive. Ford did a quick number on the American automotive industry by catching everyone off guard. Nobody was expecting that Ford had a great car that would change the American car scene forever. The engineers and designers at GM had to do quick thinking. They had to create an affordable, sporty car that would compete with the Mustang. They had the rear-engine Corvair, which received bad publicity from Ralph Nader's book, Unsafe at Any Speed. The Chevy 2 Nova was doing better, but it lacked the sex appeal that the Mustang had. Before the Mustang debuted, GM had a Supernova in the works. As soon as the Mustang became a success in the market, GM gave its engineers to create a car that would match the Mustang into production. In less than 2 years, the Camaro was a fully baked production car. The first Camaro was based on the compact second-generation Chevy 2 Nova. The Camaro was a rush job. Before it came out to the public, it was known within the confines of GM as the F car. The first Camaro went on sale in 1966. That year, GM sold 220,000 compared to 480,000 Mustangs that were sold that year. The base version had a straight-six engine with just 140 horsepower. The highest variant in the lineup for that year was packing a 6.5-liter L78 big block engine that gave out 375 horsepower underneath the hood. As time went by, the Camaro would grow to become the Mustang's most intense competition, but its history cannot be compared with that of the Mustang. To date, GM has given 5 generations of the Camaro, and the 2023 Chevy Camaro will be the 6th and possibly last generation of the Camaro as we know it. Every car company is gradually making the change to hybrid power or an all-electric powertrain. Emission laws are getting stricter, with cars like the 2022 Chevy Camaro SS and ZL1 being banned for sale in California. There have been reports that Chevy will be discontinuing the Camaro. I can't exactly say that the choice is a good one, seeing how well the Camaro is loved among the muscle car enthusiasts. But you can't call a car American muscle if it lacks a big V8. Chevy dropped the track-oriented 1LE package that you could get for the V6 and turbocharged 2022 Camaro. This is a clear indication that the company is thinking about the future and is trying to join the bandwagon of car manufacturers that are making the switch to sustainable powertrains. The 6th generation Camaro will debut sometime in 2023, and we can expect a powertrain different from what we already have. The Chevy Camaro comes in 7 different trims. We have the Chevy Camaro LS, Chevy Camaro 1LT, Chevy Camaro 2LT, Chevy Camaro 3LT, Chevy Camaro LT1, Chevy Camaro SS, and the almighty ZL1. The base version of the 2022 Chevy Camaro has 275 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque from a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. The 1LT gives the option of a V6 that has 335 horsepower and 284 pound-feet of torque. The 2LT and 3LT share the same engine as the 1LT, with luxury and additional features set them apart. The LT1 shares all the features of the 1LT, but sports a different engine, a 6.2-liter V8 that puts down 455 horsepower and 455 pound-feet of torque. Then you have the 1SS and 2SS with more features and options but with the V8 engine. The King of the Hill Camaro, the ZL1, has all the luxury features Chevy has to offer and a supercharged V8 that puts down 650 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. With the next generation Camaro, we expect something better. The Chevy Camaro has always had a front-end engine rear-wheel drive configuration, just like the Mustang. But Chevrolet just confirmed that the 6th generation Camaro would be a mid-engine car, just like the C8 Corvette. The next mid-engine American sports car will not be from Ford or Fiat Chrysler as we had hoped. Mid-engine cars are better all round because the placement of the engine helps with weight displacement, which is great for handling acceleration. Chevy already showed us just how good a mid-engine sports car would be with the C8. To build the C8, they had to mount their engine in the back of a Holden Ute to test out the concept. This change would be a bold step, as it would change the architecture of the Camaro entirely. What will be powering the new generation Camaro? Will Chevy be keeping the V8? With emission laws getting more strict, it would be hard for Chevy to give the new Camaro and stick to emission rules. Chevy might downsize the engine, keeping the turbocharged 4-cylinder engine and V6 with some tweaks to make them produce more power than their predecessors. For the sports variants, Chevy wouldn't want to give the Camaro as much power as the Corvette. If there isn't much difference between the two, the Corvette could render the high-spec Camaro useless. There have been rumors from deep inside GM, and they speculate that the 2023 Chevy Camaro ZL1 could be getting an upgrade from Cadillac's Blackwing V8. The Blackwing V8 is a supercharged 6.2-liter LT4. This would mean that the 2023 Camaro will have almost 670 horsepower. Those sources also said that Chevy wants the Camaro to do 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 3.2 seconds. So we know we are in for a ride. The speculation is not confirmed by Chevy, so take it with a pinch of salt. For all we know, GM might decide to put a detuned version of the 5.5-liter flat-plane V8 from the new Corvette C8 Z06 into the Chevy Camaro ZL1. The 2023 Chevy Camaro would probably still keep its rear-wheel drive drivetrain and either a 6-speed manual or 10-speed automatic transmission. In the future, Chevrolet might kill the V8 in favor of an electric powertrain. We might even see a hybrid powertrain for the 2023 Camaro, but it would mean the end of the Camaro as we know it. We would hate to see the Camaro go, but sales have been steadily dropping. According to sources inside GM, there is no future for the Camaro beyond 2023. Ford took a bold move to the EV platform with the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Muscle car enthusiasts wouldn't be happy about the lack of a V8 in an American muscle car, but the switch to electric power is inevitable. There are a lot of renderings online concerning what the 2023 Chevy Camaro would look like. One of the most appealing is a rendering that combines the mid-engine styling of the C8 Corvette with the rear fascia and front end of the 2019 Camaro. With a change in the engine position, the 2023 Chevy Camaro will be seeing huge design changes or alterations. In 2019, the car got a facelift, and another in 2020, so Chevrolet isn't known to be stuck on one design pattern. On the exterior, the 2023 Chevy Camaro will look more aggressive than its predecessor. We expect to see new features like a new grille and large side aprons that remind you of the ZL1 1LE. In the rear fascia, we might have an all-new spoiler, a new diffuser, redesigned deck lid looter, and a different exhaust setup. Overall, the 6th generation Chevy Camaro will be easy to differentiate from its predecessors. Additional options like the size of the wheels and Brembo brakes will be determined by the trim you choose to buy. Apart from the obvious reductions in the power and the trims, the interior and comfort features are one surefire way to tell them apart. In the ZL1, racing Recaro seats will be a standard feature, with a microfiber suede interior or very carbon fiber. The interior of the Camaro is very modern, although it maintains a retro vibe. It offers all the technological help you could ask for in a sports car. An 8-inch touchscreen display will serve as the infotainment system. As the level of the trim increases, you get heated and ventilated seats, dual zone climate control, and many more features. The back seat in the Camaro has been tight from the start. The best you could do is probably fit 2 toddlers in the back. With a mid-engine layout, we don't know how the Camaro would be designed to make room for back seats. There are also comfort features like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot, wireless Bluetooth, USB port, keyless entry, and many other conveniences. With the presence of adaptive suspension, the Chevy Camaro has always offered a very good ride quality. Sports cars are usually known to give a rough ride due to stiffer suspension, but the Camaro is built with comfort in mind. The mid-engine layout helps with weight distribution, which means handling and the ride quality can only get better. If you are a longtime fan of American muscle or pony cars, then you should know that they weren't built to sip fuel like pretty ladies sipping wine at a posh party. The Camaro is a gas guzzler, and you shouldn't expect any less from a 6.2-liter V8. You might get better mileage from the two 4-cylinder, but it doesn't count since it's not a pony or a muscle car. The 2022 Chevy Camaro had a range of 361 miles on a full tank of gas when you combine both highway and city driving. Compared to other cars in its class, the Chevy Camaro consumes less fuel than Dodge and Ford muscle cars that are in its class. Muscle cars have evolved over the years, and the Camaro has a lot of safety features to prove it. Many of these features are available as options, and would hike the price of your unit, but they can make daily driving feeling like a breeze. The Camaro has enough safety features to match any coupe you have on the market. Rear cross traffic alert, rear parking sensors, forward collision warning system, and blind spot monitoring all come as optional safety features. You also have safety features like teen driver mode, passenger sensing system, HD rear vision camera, head curtain side impact airbags, tire pressure monitoring system, stability control system, brake assist, and traction control. Behind the wheel of the Camaro, you get more bang for your buck. It is a few grand cheaper than the Mustang and very quick off the line, just tenths of a second behind the Mustang. The most extreme version of the Camaro can go as high as $75,000. It is less pricey than a BMW, has enough modern features to rival a Beamer despite its retro styling, and you have a lot of customization options to pick from down to the colors. The 2023 Chevy Camaro is a great car to have. Due to its popularity, it is well supported by third-party aftermarket tuners, so it has tuning potential. You couldn't ask for more from one of America's greatest sports cars. Tell us in the comments section which American muscle car you would buy if money isn't a factor. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Have a great one.